Yeah, right everyone, welcome back. Good morning, all that stuff. Alright, let's talk. Last night's YouTube. Two things to cover, two lives, yeah. Mills and Kung Fu Kev, yeah. Kung Fu Perv, beg your pardon. So Mills went live first. We was all waiting for the upcoming live of Kevin's, which was due to start at 9, but started about 20 past. Mills jumped on and absolutely, verbally annihilated Kung Fu Perv. I mean, Jesus Christ. Kevin, he just wouldn't answer nothing. You know what I mean? Just would not answer nothing. I asked how many fights he had. Did not answer. I'll answer it for him. Zero. He's never had a fight in his life. You can clearly tell. Yeah. Asked him why he's not allowed at his brother's kung fu school, you know, where he teaches youngsters of all things. Could not answer that. I'll tell you why. Because of they don't want scumbags like that, predators around youngsters. It's convenient. I mean, look. Clearly, Kevin's been ostracised from his family. Yeah, I think he still lives with his mum or something, but the rest of them have all ostracised him. You know, they don't want nothing to do with the mucky fingers. Do you know what I mean? Or what else did he ask? Asked him if he'd ever been with a woman. I can answer that as well. And no, but I mean, he's come close to grooming. You know, we know the story. Yeah, he went to meet that decoy who was, I think her name, or pretend name, whatever, anyway, Luna, yeah? 15. Do you know what I mean? So, basically, he got rumbled, I think, before he could do anything dangerous online, but I believe he's still trying. He's very... Any supposed female that turns up in the chat, his eyes kind of light up, if you get me. But behind them glasses, mate, them eyes are fucking sinister. Are they not? Jesus Christ, look. I've always had this uncanny ability to sense people that are real, people that are wrong. Do you know what I mean? I'm very good at judging a person. Why do you think I always come on here and I'm always spot on with everyone and their get rich quick scams, you know, their GoFundMe's and their grifting, do you know what I mean? And their predatory ways, you know, because I've lived a life. I've lived a life. Do you know what I mean? I'm old fart now. I'm not afraid to die. Do you know what I mean? I've had my life. You know, no one can hurt me or threaten me with, you know, you're gonna, you know, go up to meet the angel because I couldn't care less. When you've been through real depression, you've been through real heartache, you don't care. You don't have the will to, you know what I mean? You know, be fearful of anything or anyone. But, yeah, Kevin, oh, God, mate. So they're going to have a fight anyway. Cut a long story short, in 2 weeks' time, somewhere in Derby, I think, Mills is going to rent out a gym for a ring. And I've never seen Mills, you know what I mean? But from the sound of him, he sounds like a normal bloke. And I think he'd absolutely muller Kevin, who's clearly clueless. I mean, he's smug. He's arrogant, you know what I mean? And all he could do was throw around the word bully. But you can't bully a pervert. A pervert, you know, they can't have any empathy. Do you get me? There was still a few die-hard Kevins who are probably, you know, up to the same tricks, you know, online or wherever they can get away with it, you know? But Kevin's meant to be at that caravan for 9 months of the year. I mean, what does that tell you? I mean, 2 weeks is a long time. And I don't think Kevin's going to show for this. He's all like, oh yeah, I'm going to destroy you, boy. I can't wait to get my hands on you, boy. But it's all for clicks and views with Kevin, you know. Maybe he'll make a few YouTube shekels. He won't turn up. Hopefully Mills will turn up to him and just get the job done and, you know, mop the floor with that perverted beast. I mean, fucking hell, mate. He's just got creepy vibes. Sorry, mate. He's the worst one on here, and that's saying something, if you get me, you know? Yeah, anyway, yeah. Big up to Mills and Bibby and all the rest of them, but yeah. that was it. Yeah, enjoyed that though. I was watching Kung Fu Perv on my telly, and I had Mills, who was restreaming the live at the same time, on my phone right next to me. So it's like, because I wanted to read the comments from both sides, so I had to juggle it up. You know what I mean? So yeah, never done that before. Never watched two lives that are the same live from different people at the same time. But it is what it is, and hopefully Mills will just go down and do the business ASAP, you know what I mean, and give him just a couple of belts, I think, you know what I mean, warn him off of any youngsters that he might have visions of him getting with. I mean, it's all very seedy, meeting wanting some youngster to sit on his knee, who's underage as well. Who does he fucking think he is, Santa Claus? Do you know what I mean? Oh! I better not give him any ideas, find out Kevin's got a job. He's on Top Rate Pip. Ain't they all? Ain't they fucking all? Video Craig's on Top Rate Pip. Brian Harvey's on Top Rate Pips. Someone come into my comment section and says, Brian talks a lot of truth. No, he don't. He's a crank. He's an absolute crank. He doesn't talk truth. There's some strands of truth in what he says, but everything is an exaggeration. Everyone is always bumped off. 30 million records. There was a lot of records sold, but it wasn't that many. I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the music myself, when I was a small lad. Do you know what I mean? But it is what it is. So right. Speaking of Pip, JDP done a live last night with the King of Pip, the Jizness, who turned up looking his usual gawky, geeky self. He's an absolute pencil neck geek that would send a fucking glass eye to sleep. Jesus Christ. So Jiz obviously come on there with the idea of patching things up with JDP. Let's just put it that way. There was a bit of brand nosing going on from the Jizness. Yeah, you could quite clearly see he wanted to bury the hatchet and be pals again. I mean, he can't be trusted. He's an horrible fella, that Jiz. He's backed all the bacons, then claimed his missus is another victim. Ain't they all? Ain't they fucking all? Anyway, then this is where the live livened up. Big up to JDP for this, one of the real ones, of course. He brought on Rach. Rach, of all people, away from her natural habitat of the cult. And I didn't know Rach wore glasses. No, I'm only joking. He brought on some lady. I don't know who she was. I've never seen her before, never heard of her before, but she just basically attacked the Jiz and, basically verbally assaulted him. You know what I mean? Mocked him for a good 20 minutes. It was good stuff. And what she said was absolutely bang on, to be honest. You know what I mean? Credit where credit's due. But, it was funny. It was funny watching the Jiz squirm. I mean, he was still boring. He was still trying to defend his silliness, but it was good stuff. It was funny stuff. You know what I mean? But and that's about it on YouTube. Everything else has been quiet. There's been no more videos from Danny Christian, Saint Danny and his crabs. Ooh, bit of cream, mate. And there's been no updates from Paul Dumbo Venice. Oh, me neck! I can't fight, even though I promised 3 fights this year. What makes me laugh is, Venice has got a little water can, a little soccer can, called Paul Venice, whatever, a little blue thing. By the way, King of the Roast, that thing that you linked at Paul Venice 19 whatever ain't his channel. When you press the link, mate, it's someone with 1 subscriber. Check it out next time. Big up Christopher John Murphy. One of the best on here. Has absolutely mopped the floor with Video Craig. Video Craig has been monged out for weeks now. He's had an affair with Rach. He's been collecting little plastic wrestling figures. Arcade machines. That deformed head with that stupid brush on it. I mean, it does. I mean, I think Kung Fu Perv says Video Craig's head, he looks like he's got one of them, you know them small carpet brushes? Just stuck to it. Isn't it? It's like a bit of a broom, isn't it? The brush from the broom. All that water he's doing because, you know, he's mixing it with his tablets and his, what's he on? Probably on a bit of speed, a bit of coke, you know what I mean? Flexing his nostrils during them toilet breaks, on tablets for his ADHD, his weight loss, Botox injections. Do you know, I don't think he'll see 50, you know what I mean? The way he's still abusing his body, and like, oh no, I'm clean. 21 months of sobriety. Jake the Snake Roberts, he complimented me on my sobriety and wished me all the best for getting back with my Rach, just like he's got back with his Cheryl. And he saw me little Funko Pop. What a goof! So yeah, Chris has absolutely destroyed Craig. Craig looks like a shell of the man he once was. Remember with the smug attitude and the, you know, how he enjoyed, basically bullying Decca, Brett, Andy Smith. You know, he had like some sort of smugness about him, didn't he? You can see it's all going now. And each night it's becoming a chore to do them lives, you know. He's not even laughing at his own jokes. Oh, God, ain't that fucking cringe. Do you know what I mean? I swear to God, that would be going across someone's nugget, mate, if they'd done that in front of me, trust me. Yeah, so where was we anyway? Yeah, that's about it. I think I've covered everything. Like I said, yeah, that's it. That is it. Big up to all the real ones. Big up to Banter JDP, Love Brother. Big up to King of the Roast, Christopher Murphy. And big up to Narrative Destroyer. Big up to KO Video. And, oh yeah, that's where we was on. I knew that would remind me. Yeah, so all the ones that are currently on leave, they're AWOL at the moment from, you know, YouTube. I mean, Venice is probably counting his YouTube. Oh, that'll pay for me bills. This. Oh, what am I going to do without Brett May to go back and forth with and pretend I'm going to have fun? Everyone's saying, oh, you'd shit your pants if Venice was in front of you. Oh, Venice would batter you. Venice is a talker. Behave. The guy ain't got a fucking fight in him. He's a pumped up, roided up, steroid abusing shorty pants who's 5'1.5", 5'2" if he's got them extra thick soles on his trainers. Do you know what I mean? He's too muscular to fight anyway. You saw him plodding around the ring like my 95-year-old granddad during that fight with that Bulgarian. The guy wasn't smooth. He plodded around, you know, like that. You know, there was no head movement. There was no, you know, like, you know, he wasn't throwing no combinations. There was no coordination. Do you know what I mean? The footwork was off. He was like he was in slow motion. The guy hasn't got a fight in him. Stop brown-nosing him. He's a talker. A lot of people have realised he's a talker now. He's got somewhat of a backlash. Ooh! But what, mate? That's what I was about to say earlier. He's got a little soccer can called Another Paul Venice, yeah? And normally he won't reply in his main Paul Venice account, but he'll reply in the little Paul Venice. Oh, he's had more fights than you. I've had 35 fights with 34 knockouts. Says thanks for watching the video. You know what I mean? Thanks for being a subscriber. Do you know what I mean? He's like tries to mock the viewers. Well, that's when he ain't threatening to duff them up. Do you know what I mean? Me and you will meet tomorrow. Someone give me his address. We will see each other. He always comes on snarling, foaming at the mouth. Look how he was with Brett. Done nothing. Done fucking nothing. Only once Danny exposed Brett as a Billy bullshitter, did he suddenly, yeah, oh, are you ready for it? When Brett turned up at the hotel, allegedly, where was Venice? Creeping out the back door with the cops. No lie. Same with Decca. He was going to fight Decca. Nothing. Oh, no, we need 6 months training camps. I mean, Decca's an absolute pudding as well. He got warned off by someone who you could say he beat or drew in a fight with. You know, some people will say Danny wins. Some people will say Decca wins. And now he's been told to stay in his little airing box. And he's like, yes, sir. Shake hands to us. Call it draw, boys. Fucking hell. Do you know what I mean? He's still plucking them chicken feathers. Really is. And sat in his little box room eating his pot noodle, crying to his mummy that he wants some YouTube friends. Where do we find them? You know what I mean? Where do we find them? People, look, they've all got fighting channels. But where's the fighting? There is none. There is none. Speak to you soon.